Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. Whichever one it is, as always, I'm just really glad that you're here. Now we're back today at Duchy Shooting Association. I say we because
what's on YouTube?
We got Adam Cole back with me again today. He's very kindly offered some of his time, and so have the club as well. In fact, massive shout out to Duchy Shooting Association for letting me come in to do this today. What we're going to do is Adam's going to show me how to set up my range card. We're going to talk a little bit about what sort of scopes you need for HFT. Now, HFT was something I never really thought I was going to get into, but it's another part of shooting that I really want to try. There's a whole new discipline that I've got to learn with scopes and so on and so forth. But first of all, we've got to do a range card, is that right?
Yep.
The range card basically is you zero your rifle and then you figure out how many mil dots it takes from your zero over different distances.
That's right,
roughly
yeah.
the right idea, isn't it? So we're going to go and do that in the plinking range now, and then we're going to come out and actually have a go at an HFT round. I'm buzzing for it as well. Adam's got big purple again.
But he's playing up. The regulator's gone south on me, so the shots have been erratic. And I've actually put another scope on as well today, which is not ideal. So don't expect high scores from me.
Don't expect high scores from me either. I'm going to be using S410 in a brand new, well, not brand new stock, but I've redone this stock. I really like how these stocks are turning out with this really wide grain. I'm really into it. So this S410, I've got a single shot loader in it because you're not allowed magazines in HFT, and on top of it is a Hawk. I don't even know what that scope is. It's a 6 to 24 by 50, but I'm only allowed to dial it. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go in the plinking range and we'll sort out a range card and talk a little bit about what's going to happen. Let's do that. So HFT, hunter field target, from what I understand, well, I don't understand any of it, so right, you do different rules here, don't you? This, just before we start, there's a difference between UK rules and SWFTA rules, isn't there?
There's different.
You shoot SWFTA rules.
We
here.
shoot SWFTA rules down here in the southwest,
So
in the civilised world.
We're only going to talk about the SWFTA rules, so if anybody's in the comments giving it, oh, it's not that, we're only talking about SWFTA rules, so start with that and then nobody can start shouting and screaming.
Yeah, so your HFT course will be a course of 40 targets ranging from 10 yards out to 55 yards,
Yep.
with kill zones ranging from 12.5 mil up to 45 mil, depending on where that target is in the course.
Right.
So a possible score of 80 points if you
Right.
clear the course, which is, I mean, it does happen, but not very often. It's if you do it, it's a thing.
Right. Is there a dance we got to do? If you
can have a little shindig.
We have a dance.
Yeah, you can have a little
come up
shindig.
with a dance. If we clear the course, there's got to be a dance.
There'll be no course clearance today, not in this wind, I can tell you that now. So that's HFT in a nutshell.
Right, cool.
SWFTA rules. Obviously, when you come up to the firing point, there's a white peg. You have to touch the peg. Muzzle has to be in front of the firing line. Trigger has to be behind the firing line. You can shoot prone, seated, kneeling, standing, whatever your preference is.
Right.
So when you come up to your firing line, what you'd normally do is you would assess your first target and you'd think to yourself, right, well, that's roughly about 25 yards. You set the parallax on your scope to 25 yards. You line up on the shot. Once you've shouldered the gun, you can't touch your scope.
That was the bit I was getting confused about. Yeah. So that's so you can touch it. You can assess the situation, put it where you think it needs to be, and that's that.
And that's that.
Right. Okay.
And when it comes
That's what's making me nervous.
when it comes to scope setup, it's a maximum of 12 times mag.
Right.
For SWFTA rules.
Mine does 24, so if I left it sat at 12, that'd be right for today.
That'd be perfect. Right, when we set your range card up, we're going to set it up on 12 times mag.
Yep.
But if you was to wind it up to 20 times mag, that would throw your range card off.
Right, okay.
Because that'll be a second focal plane scope.
Right, okay.
So as soon as you adjust your magnification, your point of impact shifts.
That makes
so
sense.
That range card set at 12 will be no good when you wind up to a higher magnification, which is where first focal plane scopes an advantage, because it doesn't matter where you put your magnification, your point of impact will always be the same.
Okay.
But the disadvantage of first focal plane scopes is, I find it anyway, and I'm sure others do, on the lower magnifications, obviously your reticle shrinks and it becomes very hard, very difficult to see where your crosshairs.
Yeah, I see what yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean that scope there, you've got your 1 mil dot reticle, and that won't change.
It stays the same.
Just stays the same. Yeah.
So this will do for today.
That'll do for today.
I did bring another one, but I don't really want to put this one on, so we'll stick with this one. But I do have a 12 I do have one that is 12 and it is side focus as well.
Side focus, yeah.
Side focus would be better. But we'll go with this today. So the first thing we're going to do is set a range card. So what's the range card?
Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put these targets out at 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. We're going to zero into 40 yards. And that gives you a flat trajectory on your mid-range targets.
Yep.
And then on your further range targets, you're not using so much of your reticle.
Ideal. Perfect.
When we get set up and we've zeroed into 40 yards, we can start out to 55 and work back.
Right.
So I think what we can do is go and put the targets out.
Yep.
And get you zeroed in at 40 yard.
Let's do that. Nervous a little bit. What we'll do is there's a lot of other people shooting here today, so we're not going to put cameras down there because that would just be daft.
And you're going to get a lot of that in the background as well.
So this is going to be the range card. This is Adam's range card. Is that like cheap, like giving away any more secrets? Or?
No.
Adam's setup is, I mean, professional, isn't he? It's what he does. It's what he does. Yeah. So. Yeah. Right. So what are we doing?
Right,
55.
55.
Adjust that to 50. Yeah.
55. Right. Put another couple into the same place, same point of aim, and we'll just to see.
Just wanted to jump in here at this point and just add a little bit of context because you won't really know what's happening from this point to the end of this section of video that we recorded. And the reason for that is because I don't have scope cameras and there are no cameras down the range, so I can't show you what we're shooting at. I personally feel that those details are very important when it comes to learning how to make a range card. And because I have some sort of real novices and beginners and people who are looking to get into shooting who watch my video, I didn't think it would be right to carry on without actually explaining it and just go to the next bit and go, yeah, we've got a range card now, great. I thought, what would I have wanted to see out of this video? And as a beginner, I would like to have seen just how that range card was made. So I'm going to break it down for you very quickly just now. Got myself a homemade whiteboard, which is a picture frame with the picture taken out. So it's just a piece of glass so I could draw on it without getting in trouble. And we got some whiteboard markers. So let's get into it. Right. So what Adam did was he made some targets thusly and he put dots on said target. Now the point is to put these targets at different points throughout the range, 55 yards all the way down to 10 yards. Now the idea is you aim for one of these dots and you work out the drop or the rise or whatever it is, you work out the discrepancy in where the pellet hits from where you've been aiming. Give me a second to explain that properly. Here is your scope. I think you'll find that's a great circle, by the way. You're welcome. And here is your reticle within the scope. When I first started making these videos, I thought that this was called your crosshair and these were called your reticles. So if you're not new to the channel, you might have remembered that video where I kept calling these reticles. I was counting reticles, but there's actually one reticle and several mil dots. So the idea is, I'm zeroed currently at 40 yards. Don't know why I put an exclamation mark. I just figured if it was boring up until this point, an exclamation mark might make it a little bit more jovial. But there you go. So if I'm zeroed at 40 yards, what that means, for the very simple terms, is that when I put the center of my reticle onto the spot that I'm trying to shoot at, all of my shots should hit exactly where I'm pointing because I'm zeroed at 40 yards, right? We all know that much so far. Now to work out your range card, what you then do is I moved out to 55 yards. Taking all these pens, I should have just taken the lids off and left it at that. But when I moved out to 55 yards and I shot a group of, and I shot several pellets, most of those pellets were grouping just above the dot below. When I measured that against the mil dots in my reticle, what I found was the pellet was dropping to two mil dots. So this was my 55 yard point. So it was 2 mil dots of holdover, more liddage. At 30 yards, I was aiming for this dot, but all of the pellets were landing just above it. Now when my center was on this dot, the pellets were landing just about here, was 1 mil dot of hold under. And that's how your range card is worked out. Now, like I said, it probably seems very basic and very simple for a lot of people, but if you're new to this, it isn't as simple as you might think. Now, I also made this graph. Now this graph is basically my range card in graph form and I'm very proud of it. I've probably made this part of the video purely to show this piece of graph off. Now along the bottom, as you can see, you've got your distances from 10 yards all the way up to 55 yards. So if you look straight up from the 40-yard mark, which is around here somewhere, you'll see that the yellow line crosses the 0 point, which is roughly here. When it crosses that 0 point, that's because at 40 yards it's zeroed. You need no mil dots in order to hit where you need to hit at 40 yards. But what was really interesting to me, and again, probably isn't very interesting to people who already know what they're doing, at 18, 20 and 25 yards, it also crossed that line, which gives you your secondary 0. So I zeroed at 40, that's my primary 0. And it gave me an 18, 20 and 25 yard 0 as well. So at all of those spaces, there's no mil dots up or down, it's just bang on center. Now the reason for that, it's the arc of the pellet. If you had a straight line like this and you shot, that pellet is going to arc up and back down again, right? So it's going to cross that line a couple of times. At which distance it does that is variable. I didn't know this, but being able to visualize it, it makes complete sense now. I made a video a while ago of HW95, 2 HW95s, and the older one shot really well at 25 meters and just as well at 40 meters. And people were saying about a secondary 0, and I sort of had an idea of what they meant, but being able to visualize it and actually see it for myself made a big difference. So I hope that's explained a little bit about how your range card's put together. If you are new to shooting and you are just getting into this, I can't recommend highly enough just getting yourself out and making yourself a range card, even if you've got no intention of being involved in HFT. Doing something like this will give you a much clearer idea of how a scope works and how mil dots work and how holdover and hold under works. This is something that I really wish I'd been doing a long time ago, and I know that people in my comments were saying about it. I really wish I'd listened, because this has been invaluable. So massive thank you to Adam for showing me how to do this. This one's irrelevant now because I've changed scopes, I'll be changing pellets, all sorts of bits and pieces. But I know how to make another one. It's a big step, especially when it comes to using optics. So we're going to go back to the actual video now, and you're going to join me and Adam actually going and setting up some cameras down on the HFT range. So see you in a bit. Cheers. So here's the HFT target. You reset them by basically the strings go all the way back to where you're shooting from. When you shoot them, they should fall down dead. There you go. And then you're fully standing back up. Right, there we go. Right, so there's number 3, there's number 2, and there's number 1. So we're going to put some cameras up down here, and then Adam's going to go first, and he's going to show me how it's done, hopefully.
No, he's not with that.
If his gun's working. Right, let's have a look.
Okay,
Adam's going first.
I'll get and shoot the first 4 targets.
Yeah.
So the idea is you have your muzzle in front of the firing point.
Yeah.
Trigger behind the firing point. And you must be able to touch the peg with something, whether it's your left toe, an ear hole, or whatever it is, but you must be touching the peg. You have to touch the peg.
Right, okay.
I hold the peg. It gives me a stable shooting platform, like that. Now, in H.F.T rules, when you come up to the firing point, you range your first target, you guesstimate it, and then you can actually adjust your parallax to how far you think that target is before you shoulder the gun. If you forget to do it and shoulder the gun, then you can't go back and do it.
Right.
That's tough luck. You've just got to go.
So the shot starts, basically the whole shot cycle starts from when you shoulder the gun? From
when you shoulder the gun.
Right.
So once you've shouldered the gun, you can't adjust your parallax.
Right.
But you can adjust your parallax between each target.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to shoot target 1, yeah?
Yep.
And then obviously I can re-parallax for target 2.
Right.
I can re-parallax for target 3, and so on and so on.
And the difference in rules is UK rules you can't?
UK rules you can't touch a parallax at all.
Right.
We're on 12 times mag in H.F.T, and UK rules is only 10 times mag.
Right, yep, with you.
So let's have a go with a broken gun.
GoPros will pick it up. So you go for the furthest first?
Furthest first, well, it's numerical order. Miss, that was a plate. So if you hit the plate, it's 1 point.
Right.
If you miss the target completely, it's a donut, it's 0 points.
Right.
Obviously, if you knock it down, it's 2 points.
Right.
So target number 2, as you saw, I just readjusted my parallax. And what we're at.
See the wind here as well. See that in the background. That ain't helping.
Another plate. So out of a possible 4 points, I've only scored 2.
Right.
I have to try and up my game a bit here, aren't I, Ed?
Issue with your rifle though, isn't there?
Definitely is an issue with the rifle, yeah.
Excuse come. He genuinely did have an issue with his gun, and given the fact that he was due to be in competition the following week, it was quite a nervous day for him, so actually fair play to him.
That's a kill.
Right, okay.
So that's 2 points on that target. And then target number 4, which completes my lane. And that's a kill.
Dead.
So that's first lane down. 2 out of 4 targets. Gives me a total of 6 points in that lane.
Right.
Where it should have been 8 points had I killed them all.
Right. Okie dokie.
And it's HFT etiquette. You reset the targets before you leave the firing point as well.
Right, cool.
Otherwise, you get moaned at.
Bloody rightly so.
Right then, Ad.
Okay, so on this particular lane, Adam's gonna talk me through the distances and the ranges. He won't be doing that for every single lane, but he's just going to on this one.
We will do, because otherwise you're at a disadvantage, because I know them. It's my home course.
Right.
So I'll coach you as to what each target is.
Yeah, all right, so we're going to cheat. That's fine. I'm going to cheat.
It's called a home course advantage. Right, so that first target is 47 yards, Ad.
47 yards, so I've got between 45 and 50.
Yeah.
And my holdover at 45 is half, and 50 is 1 1/3, so I need to go about
Halfway between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. And adjust your parallax before you shoulder
Right,
the
so
gun.
I haven't shouldered it yet.
No.
I'm going to go to 50 on there. So what did you say, 40?
For 50 you'll do, that's close enough, as long
Right.
as it's in focus.
And I have to touch this peg,
You have to touch the peg.
which I need to do anyway, to be fair.
Yeah,
And now, oh Christ, it looks very far away.
it is. Shots. Get on.
I'm all right with that.
I'm all right with that. Right, target number 2's 36 yard.
Hold under half.
Right. Did you see your point of impact?
Yeah, I did. Literally very close, that was.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a plate.
So 1 point for that. Target number 3's 30.
Hold under 1.
Oh, unlucky.
Did you see where that was then?
I didn't see it, no.
Literally, that was just literally off the rim.
On the edge, was
I'm
he?
fine with that. That's fine.
And target number 4's 15 yard. Unlucky.
One thing I will say is I didn't adjust my parallax at all. I'm still at 50.
Yeah,
So that wouldn't have helped, would it?
no.
Right.
Especially on this closer target here.
Right, yeah.
It may not have affected you on the middle 2, but definitely this 15 yarder.
Right. Isn't it funny how the only one I killed was the furthest one away? Right.
Right, so that's lane 1 complete.
Yep. I've only got 1 to reset. So that's my first one. So what did I score on that? That's 5.
You scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that one.
5
out of a possible 8.
5 out of pot. That's all right. It's
not
better
bad.
than a big fat nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll just rattle through it a little bit, because otherwise this is going to be like a 2-hour video. I might even put some music in there, you know. Might even make it look funky. This will be a bit of a montage. Enjoy that. So Adam's counting up the scores.
Yeah,
It was my first go at HFT. From a personal perspective, as a beginner, massive thanks, mate.
That's all right, bud.
I couldn't have had a better teacher.
Good round.
I don't know how well it went. Don't say, right? From a personal perspective, that was great fun. And the reason it was great fun is because that's a completely different discipline to anything I've done when it comes to shooting air guns. And I know Adam was telling me the distances. That's obviously something to learn as I go, is gauging the distance. That's going to be half the battle. But on the next round, I'm going to do it blind without knowing what they are and see how I do then. But how did it go?
We got a 53 out of 80 ads.
53 out of 80
Which-
on my first go.
On your first go, mate, isn't a shabby score at all.
I'm happy
Not
with
at
that.
all.
I'm very happy with that. What did you get, Ad?
I got a 68. with a broken gun.
I just want to say, and I'm not going to put any excuse cam thing up here whatsoever, we've been in this plinking range with Adam's gun for ages and ages. Loads of people pouring over it, trying to figure out what the issue is. He hasn't had an actual, genuine, serious problem with his gun today. He swapped scopes over. He's literally just been rolling with the punches today. So to get that score,
Get a 68 with that gun, that's not bad. I mean, my average is a 75, my personal best 78.
Yeah.
On a bad day, 72. So 68 with a broken gun, I can live with that.
Yeah. But the things I'm taking away from this today are, I'm definitely changing my scope. I want to set my gun up so that it is specifically for this, because everybody that I've noticed doing the HFT courses, they've got all of their kit together and it's exactly what it's for. And I'd like this gun to become that, because it's bang on. There's a few things I need to iron out, but I've really enjoyed it. It's light, it's nimble, and I just need to change the scope. So that's one thing. The other thing is windage. I've never had to deal with as much wind, and it's actually part of the discipline, is learning how to adjust your windage and learning how to take that into consideration. I've taken shots on it. They've been bang on height-wise, but they've been slightly over that way, and if I'd have just compensated for the wind, I would have hit it. But you learn as you go, don't you? Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to leave it there because everyone's trying to leave. The gunshots have stopped over there. People are leaving the car park, and we've been holding them up all day. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've genuinely enjoyed it. Massive thank you to Adam again for doing this. I appreciate it. It's been good. I'm rabbiting because there's people wanting to leave over it. See you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Take care. Like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to. It's your YouTube. Do what you like. I don't really mind as long as you're happy. I'm happy. Adam's happy. We're all happy.
We're all happy.
I'll see you in the next video.
See you later, YouTube.